Biohackers are losing their minds over voluntary discomfort. Cold plunges, ice baths, fasting, deliberate suffering. They're calling it stress inoculation. They're writing studies about this. Catholic men have been doing this for 2,000 years, and they just called it penance. Here's what the science actually shows. When you voluntarily expose your body to discomfort, cold plunge, fasting, etc., three things happen neurologically. Firstly, the hormone norepinephrine releases. Cold exposure spikes your norepinephrine up to 300%. That's the neurotransmitter for focus, drive, alertness, resistance to distraction. It's also a direct mood stabilizer. The second thing that happens is cortisol regulation. Deliberate stress in a controlled zone actually trains your HPA axis. That's just a fancy word for your stress response system. And it becomes less reactive over time to uncontrolled stressors. Essentially, you're suffering on your own term, so the world won't cause you to suffer later. And the third thing is a dopamine reset. Fasting and cold exposure both produce a sustained dopamine elevation. Not a spike that crashes after you watch porn or indulge in junk food, but a stable rise in your baseline that lasts for hours. Essentially, you feel great. The church didn't need studies to prove this. We had saints throughout our 2,000-year history who chose suffering over indulging in the comforts of the world, and they became unbreakable. Now, I'm not saying you should remove the spiritual aspects from these disciplines and just focus on the science behind it. That's not at all what I'm getting at. But it's really cool to see that there are physical benefits that the church, in her intuition and in her divine guidance, already inspired. So Friday abstinence isn't like just a rule, it's a form of neurological warfare protocol. A morning cold shower or the Exodus 90 routine is training for your dopamine and your hormones. Purposefully do the hard things, guys. The science backs this up. The church promotes this. Christ calls us to pick up our cross and follow him. And we need to imitate Jesus Christ our Lord. Hope this was helpful. God bless.